let's go. Listen, it's been a minute, right? Trust me, I'm in the lab. Don't want to keep y'all waiting too tough, but you know, my boy's busy right here, man. Giving you that hot shit. Check out the shirt that I've made, actually. Bloodworld, it's still coming, man. I'm telling you, man. Fly shit. This is one of the warriors and shit, Fatima. She's like the leader of the Rebel Pack. Anyway, man, we doing some cool shit, man. Shout out to my boy Latana, hooking me up with that ill designs and stuff like that, man. So listen, I'm telling you, Bloodworld is gonna be that shit. Like, next level. These guys can't compete. Anyway, let's talk about this goofy ass Hillbillies record. You know, honestly, it's not something I would ever really listen to again. It's a one-time listen for me. It gave me Lil B vibes. Even the way Kendrick came on in, rambling like Lil B at the beginning, you know. It's not a great song, you know. It's not total trash either. In a way, as I've said before, like, Kendrick is actually a little bit better on this, in my opinion, than he was on his album, because at least he's a little more relaxed and is just making music, not trying to make this sort of political statement bullshit. So in that sense, it's like a little bit better, but it's still not something that I'd ever play, because again, it's really not that great. It's pretty derivative, you know? And this is kind of my issue, you know, when people are like, oh, how you listen to Lil B, Drake, ASAP, and they're the hardest out, man. They're the ones with the most creative shit. Everybody's duping them. You know what I'm saying? People copying that shit. Like, even now, you got these guys, Hillbilly. That shit's Lil B shit. Honestly, like, you can tell. I don't even have to tell you. You can tell. The video looked like some, you know, bootleg Og, you know, whatever that Rocky thing that Playboy Cardi and them do, you know, with the effects, you know. They're coming in and out of the shot and all that shit. They were doing that shit years ago, man. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, and then even the flows at times, like the way Kendrick's saying certain shit remind me of something that Drake would kind of, you know, would say almost, you know, 10,000, I'm feeling, you know, here's 10,000, I'm feeling sexy or whatever. You know, it's like, this is why I can't give it up for these guys, you know. Again, if you like Kendrick, that's cool. But when you start telling me that this dude is like top 5 or whatever, like, how? Like, you're just you're fucking AI music, man. Like, you just generating what Playboy Cardi and Drake and them and Lil B put in the air already, and you're repurposing it in a, like, you know, sort of low energy fashion. I can't really get into that. So that's just my listening for the day. Anyway, let's move on. Shout out to the Heat for finally closing this shit off. You know, they were looking a little suspect. I was hoping not to have to call them the Miami Week. You know what I mean? Because it's like, y'all should have been put the Celtics to bed. With that said, though, it was an interesting series because, in a way, you could argue that the Celtics have more talent and a deeper bench. And that's kind of, in a way, the Celtics almost kind of lost it themselves as opposed to the Heat winning, if that makes sense. Because, yes, Jimmy Buckets and them, you know, dope. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the Heat team is good. But you had Tatum, your Jaylen Brown, like Horford. I mean, like, it just felt like if you guys are on your game, you'll win the series. And unfortunately, they weren't quite on their game. But that's the nature of basketball. That's how these things go. But shout out to the Miami Heat, right? And winning it in Celtics in the TD Garden, I respect that. That's dope. Anyway, y'all, I'm out here. Like I said, more Bloodworld stuff coming through. Just in the lab, processing a few things, you know. You'll hear from me about this project. Much more to come, all right? Love y'all.